Hello world, Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Magic Square Surfer and four-wheel drive. And that's their names, Surfer and four-wheel drive, because he surfs and he has four-wheel drive, I guess. But yes, so these are the Magic Square Legend Scale of Beachcomber and Sea Spray. And these figures are fantastic. I absolutely love them. They are just really wonderful. So Magic Square has been doing this thing, and they've been focusing on making these legend scale figures. They are making one Masterpiece scale figure that we know of, but they've been doing a lot of these legend scale figures. And these legend scale figures, like, I'm super ready to this is kind of what I've been calling lately a legend scale Masterpiece style figure, because this guy looks super show accurate, like both of them. But like, this just got this uncompromising show accuracy, and it looks just really good. And then it like transforms really well too. And so you've got like this, it's just astounding, you know? And it doesn't have, it has the simplified aesthetic that a lot of the modern masterpieces have been going towards. And it's not like laden down with all this like surface greebles and whatnot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good surface greeble too, but like, I have been digging these figures like a lot. Of the two in this set, I think that Beachcomber is a little bit better for some reasons. But I mean, they're both like absolutely elegant, and I dig them a lot, and they scale super well. So here they are with their fellow Minibot. This is the New Age Flipper. And there they are with what's basically the staple of what I consider the benchmark of legend scale right now, which is the DX9 Dutch. They're Optimus Prime. And for kicks and giggles, we'll throw in Magic Square's other figure that they've come out with so far, which is their Inferno. And so, like, we're starting to generate like a really good scale here. I don't have their Sideswipe yet. Oh, but I want that. It's going to look great. Anyhow, but we're focusing on these other guys. Move all this out of the way. And we'll just, this guy. So this is their version of Sea Spray, and he's really good. Mostly molded in color here. He's got some paint apps here, silver, yellow, black, even black on the back here. He's got paint apps that go around these little, on his feet. And he's even got like super tiny ass, I can't even focus that close, but he's got like tiny ass, like his eyes are painted in. I don't even know how they do that. Like they like go in with like, I don't know, little like midget fleas and paint it with little tiny midget flea paintbrushes. I don't know, a couple little spots of silver paint on his arm here. Not a whole lot of paint, but enough to make it look really good. His head is on a swivel. It's in there underneath all of this other stuff, so it's a bit hard to get to. I found maybe it's a little bit easier to pull his head out like that, to swivel it around, and then slide it back into whatever position you want it to be. So that's something. His arms are on a ball joint, so they go out all the way, go around all the way. He's got an elbow joint here, which does only have like, I don't know, maybe 60 degrees of posability, plus a swivel, wrist swivel here. He's got this like low cut waist joint. Legs will move forward that much, back that much, out. Full Van Damme. Legs will move ever so slightly more than 90 degrees. He's got his ankle will pivot mostly back or forward. I don't know, whichever you want to call it, that direction. Plus, he's got a pivot here as well. So, in addition to doing the full Van Damme, he'll also do the full like ankle pose to like back it up. And I mean, it's kind of a weird pose for what is essentially the Transformers fat kid to be doing, but you know, whatever. By the way, here I am reviewing a Sea Spray again. I think the very first figure I ever reviewed on this channel was a Sea Spray, so that's something right there. But yeah, to get him transformed up. By the way, his only accessory is his little gun here. We'll take that out. His arm straightens up. He will rotate this wrist and then slide that in. And then from the other side, extend his arm, rotate the wrist, slide that in. I like to take his head and rotate it about so it's facing backwards before I transform him. You'll take this chest panel here. You'll see that there's this tab that fits in this slot here. Pull that out. And then fold it down like so. The head will fold down across there, and that'll hide up his face quite well. We're going to take these panels here on the bottom of his feet. We're going to rotate them around like that, but just that much. And then we're going to take this and we're going to fold down his feet like that. And then this little slot right here will fit onto this little tab right here on his upper leg. And that'll kind of securely stick everything together. And then what we're going to do is there's a tab and a slot system underneath between his feet. What's that all about? I don't know. That'll go together, and then this panel will come in, and there's a slot right in here, and there's a slot right in here. And that tab will go into that slot at the same time this tab goes into that slot. And then if you want, you can take his gun, you can plug it into either one of these little spots up here that are what used to be his knees. And that is fantastic. I used to have a Sea Spray when I was a kid, and I think this is smaller than the G1 Sea Spray. I don't currently have a G1 Sea Spray. I don't have like any G1 toys actually. But I don't have a G1 Sea Spray to compare this with, but I think it's actually smaller than the G1 toy. And it's fantastic. It's flat on the bottom, no wheels or anything like that, but you can spin the propellers. So that's always legit. Just a nice little fun toy. The proportions are great. The look is excellent. I really, really love it. Let's move him out of the way though, because I also really, really love this toy. So this is their Beachcomber, and he is also, he's just like simple, but he does everything that he's supposed to do. It's elegant in that regard. Only paint apps on him is his knee. These bumpers are painted in this gunmetal. He's got black on the chest with silver on the little engine detail, and silver on his visor, and that's literally it for the whole figure. No, there's a paint app right here that'll turn into the outside of the car. But he looks really good. Like, I just am digging the look and the proportions of this figure. And he's so like fully featured and yet so small, Anyhow, so his head is on a swivel. It'll swivel all the way around. No ball joint there, no up and down or anything like that. Just the swivel. His shoulder goes out all the way. He also has a ball joint here for rotation and whatnot, but that'll also go out, so you can combine those together to lift his arm way up high, if that's how you really want to do it. he has a ball joint down here and then a hinge up here, and you can combine those together to make for a full double jointed elbow. No bicep swivel, but you can use this ball joint as like a bicep swivel. You can also, if you bend his elbow at this upper joint, you can also pretend to use this as like a wrist swivel. So it's a multifunctional piece of articulation there, because he doesn't have any actual bicep swivel or actual wrist rotation, and I think that's largely due to the scale of the figure. He does, however, have a waist joint. It works a little bit better if you gotta make sure that none of this really gets in the way. It's just a stiff joint, but he's got a waist joint there. His legs are on, his hips are on ball joints. They'll go forward all the way, back all the way, out. The full Van Damme, 100%. He has a thigh swivel. So he's actually got like an actual thigh cut. Knee will bend, it'll bend this far before it touches the stuff in his leg. It'll start to bend further. It just kind of pushes that out. So especially if you look at it from this side while you're bending it, it doesn't obtrude at all. And he gets like a super deep knee bend. If you're looking at it from this side, you may not want to bend it all that way. So that's something. His toe, he's got a ankle tilt right there, so you know it's a quality figure. No like front and back toe articulation, but he does have this little flap for transformation will come out, and you can get some, like, you can pull that panel down to kind of support his weight for extension poses like that. So all in all, it's a good figure with good posability and whatnot. To get him transformed up, we're going to take his gun out and just set that aside. We're going to take one of his arms and just kind of rotate it around. That'll get this tire out of the way, because we're going to pull this all the way around. So you want to take his arms and double joint them, fold them up like that. And then they're going to rotate up, and there's this cut in his arm here, and that's going to peg into this peg right here, just like so. You're going to bring it up on his joint like this. It's got this double joint here. You're going to make sure that you bring that up as well. That's going to bring that all together. And then you're going to take this, you're going to extend out this flap on his feet and extend out these panels in his leg. And then then you're going to bring this all the way around. And it's just going to plug in. There's a tab right here, and there's a slot right here, and that's where you're going to locate that home. Make sure that there's this tab up here by that should really just go in. His roll cage will come down. There's two little slots on what was his feet. This will go into those slots right there. And then you'll just bend this bumper down so it faces forward. And that's it for his vehicle mode. And it looks super, super awesome. There is unfortunately no place to put his gun in this mode. I kind of wish that there's something that you could do, like to plug it into this hole here, because his fist holes go all the way through. I can't help but think that maybe there's a way to do that, but I don't know. They decided not to, so it hasn't been done. Maybe somebody will make a part that like clips onto there or something. I don't know. But yeah, there he is in his dune buggy mode, and he looks really good. He rolls, I guess. But just his transformation is like simple, but like super effective. And I'm just absolutely digging these figures. They are fantastic. They are wonderful, and I love them a whole lot. This whole time, I forgot to mention titanonetoys. Go up to him and see if he's got any of them in stock. I don't know if he does. I think he may have sold out of them fairly quickly. But drop him a line and see if he can maybe get them on his next shipment. Something to think about. Thank you everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. And I will see you on the next video. Have a good day.